Good morning and welcome back to the Haven Financial Group radio show. I'm Larry Kolvig, founder and CEO of the Haven Financial Group. I'm with Kyle Thomas, certified financial planner on the Haven investment team. Talking about empty nesters in this segment. Empty nesters, time of the life. I'm not there yet, Kim, but eventually we'll get there. And I'm not in any hurry with 4 daughters to get there, but time will tell. And it's a different season of life, and we hear about
Yeah,
it, and we want to plan accordingly and not fall into, some traps. And we want to take advantage of certain things that we're going to talk about in this segment.
absolutely. Right. Well, I think that, when our kids move on and we realize that they probably are not coming back, they're visiting, but they're not coming back to live under the roof. There's a couple of things that go on. You immediately think, wow, this is going to be much cheaper. But that's not necessarily the case. And there are some traps that you can fall into beyond the idea that maybe that's the time that you decide you want to downsize and you want to get rid of that big house. So let's chat a little bit about those. For example, avoiding the work less trap, which sort of falls, Kyle, into the idea that I just mentioned. People start thinking, well, my life's going to be so much cheaper without the kids in the house, so I won't have to work as much.
Yeah, it's definitely a thought that comes into people's minds, but that is the exact opposite of how we would want you to be thinking, right? So yeah, the kids are gone, your expenses are going to be less, you're going to have more food in the fridge, but don't stop working less. You should continue to work the same or even more because these are going to be the prime years for your earnings, right? It takes so many years to just climb the ladder and climb the ladder financially with what you earn. And those last 10 years of employment are going to be your most lucrative. So if you can just keep, chugging along there and working hard and saving for retirement, you're going to really, reap the rewards from that later on, when you're starting to withdraw from your accounts rather than, saving them like you are when you're working. So keep working. Don't just let off on the pedal because the kids are gone. Maybe you don't need the life insurance type thing anymore because the kids are off on their own. But you want to keep working and making sure that you're taking care of yourself and your spouse if you have one. So
Kim,
Sure.
Kyle doesn't have to worry about that because with 2 little ones at home, that's far from what he's thinking right now.
He's thinking, "Oh, if only," right? It comes quicker than you think, Kyle, that's for
It
darn
does.
sure.
It does.
Let me tell you. This is a great time in your life that you can really take advantage of those catch-up contributions in some of your retirement plans. Talk a little bit about that, Larry.
Well, guess what? It's the end of the year. It's getting to the end of the year, and we want to take advantage of those catch-up contributions. If you're over 50 and listening, you can put a little bit more in, and guess what? That can really boost your savings. And a lot of times people don't take advantage of that. And if you're talking about savings in your 401k, the new year is going to be coming. How about increasing the percentage that you're putting in there? You might not even notice it, and that will help the retirement savings. And we're very big into HSAs. The people underestimate the health care and the expenses that go with that in retirement. We like to see those balances in HSAs as high as possible, and you're going to be thankful in the future that you did that. We like them actually probably even better than Roths. It's tax-free going in, tax-free growth, and tax-free coming out. Now you're saying my language. I really like that. Okay. So don't miss out on these opportunities. And part of that is having a partner that you can lean on to remind you to
Mhm.
have conversations about these things. It's fourth quarter and I guess I can't tell you how many IRA to Roth conversions we've done already this quarter. The deadline's coming, so time's running out because of the end of the year. And we certainly don't want to leave it till the last week of the year because it's probably not going to get done. But people don't have the tax discussions and they miss out on tax planning and they miss out on opportunities. I call them unforced errors or missed opportunities. I don't care if it's 5,000 or 50,000, but if you don't have a partner that you can have these discussions, odds are you're not even aware of these things. And at Haven Financial Group, happily celebrating our 10-year anniversary this year, people are thankful that we're having these conversations. And it just amazes me that
Sure.
so many people are not getting the attention they deserve that they're paying for, and there's not the coordination of these retirement topics. And it's so imperative that there is. People are missing out on opportunities. And if I just described your situation, how about you come in and let's visit? And it could start with a visit, it could
Sure.
start with a conversation, and we'll see where it goes from there. You have nothing to lose.
Well, and it really starts with a phone call, which is 612-504-8400. 612-504-8400 if you're looking for a partner in these times when maybe the nest is empty and now you're just trying to figure out what to do with that extra money that apparently a lot of people feel like they have. Larry, one of the suggestions I know that people have for empty nesters is to really keep track of your money, because I think that's a time when you get a little more loosey goosey, with the kids around or whatever. You had maybe more schedules, and this is a time to maybe be a little more strict about it.
Oh, yes. Everybody loves to talk about a budget. We love to talk about a budget, don't we? Oh, it's
Oh,
so
I
much
love it.
fun tracking all those expenses and how many trips to Starbucks and all the other things that you're spending money on. And you may not even realize it. And you tally it up at the end of the month and go, oh my goodness, I can't believe I spent that much. So having a good idea, good tabs on that, fine tuning that, your household expenses, maybe looking, maybe shopping out those insurances or the cell phone, or, memberships and all these different memberships for TV and all these things you could spend money on, and you don't even know where the money's going. So I certainly think that's extremely important. Considering annuities for stability. Throughout the course of the year, we've talked about, I teach a class a couple times a year, the truth about annuities. Everybody's got an opinion, and we're entitled to our own opinions, but they can be used to guarantee an income stream, or they simply can be used in a portfolio to guarantee the principal, get some good growth potential, create diversification in a portfolio, but understand them. It's why I teach the class, because there's marketing, there's lots of financial marketing. I hate annuities, you should hate annuities, everybody should hate annuities. Well, your Social Security payment is an annuity payment. Your pension payment, if you're blessed to have one, is an annuity payment. You're not going to reject those paychecks, but you don't have to use annuities for payments. They can be
Hmm.
used for accumulation, and I'll tell you, we use it as more of a bond replacement in portfolios if it's the right thing to do. They're not for everybody, but I will tell you this: if you're listening and you have an annuity, 75% of the folks that I visit with that have them don't know which one of the four that they have. Now, I think that's a problem, because if you have an immediate annuity or a variable annuity or a fixed annuity or a fixed indexed annuity, I would hope you were able to answer immediately going, I have this one. 75 to 80% of the people don't know which one they have. So if that's you, come on in, let's have an annuity exam, and we'll help you get a better understanding of what you have. And if it's a great thing to have, you don't fix something that's not broke. You only fix things that have the ability to be broke. And number one, you deserve to know what you have.
Sure, absolutely. Let's talk on the same lines, of annuities. We were talking about Social Security, and during this empty nester time, this is a lot of times when people are making decisions about Social Security. And I think a lot of people think, oh, the kids are gone, I'm going to work less and I'll just start drawing my Social Security. And that's not really always a great attitude to have either, right?
It isn't. It should be an educated decision. Just this past week, yes, even in December, we had Social Security and tax class here in the South Metro. And even amidst a Minnesota snowstorm, we had very good attendance, which, yes, even in a Minnesota snowstorm, education is where it starts. And Social Security is one of those things that's oftentimes taken so lightly. Well, I just thought everybody turned it on at 62. Well, that's the earliest you're going to turn it on, but is that the right decision? Are you still working? Are you married? There's a whole bunch of variables that should go into that decision making. In fact, a statistic that I just read is the average American loses out on approximately $182,000 by making a suboptimal decision on when they turn on Social Security. Now, if I
Mm.
were to say I'll deposit 182,000 into an individual retirement account, every listener would say, "Yes, could you please do that?" By the way, I'm not doing that, but I'm just saying you would accept it. But yet, by making the wrong decision and turning on Social Security, that's what the average American is giving up. And I will tell you, Social Security is oftentimes the biggest thing that folks have in their portfolio. In fact, oftentimes, full retirement age couple will benefit $1 million or more in a normal life expectancy. And for a lot of folks, that's bigger than their portfolio. So it
Mm.
should be a educated decision and thought through, and avoid this. I'm just going to sock it to the government and turn it on right away, and you just watch. I
Yeah.
don't think that's a good way to make decisions, but I understand why people say it.
Yeah, absolutely. In the end, the government doesn't so much care. You're the one who's affected by those kinds of
So
decisions.
true.
612-504-8400. That is how you get hold of the folks at Haven Financial Group. If you're looking for a partner, do you have questions about, some of the things that we've talked about this morning? Maybe you have questions that we haven't talked about yet this morning. Give them a call, 612-504-8400. Set up an appointment. Go in and see my friends there at Haven Financial Group. We are talking about your home and what your home means to, and your situation with your home and what it means to your retirement. When we come back, we're going to talk about your property value. Are you giving your home the proper value, and what does that mean for your retirement? You're listening to the Haven Financial Group Radio Show.